Hey guys, welcome back to another FX tutorial. Today we will be recreating one of my favorite portraits, Is This the Right Place?, with the help of a fellow model, Talya. Alright guys, first off, so you guys will need some type of camera, and second, you guys will need some type of frame. We went to the dollar store an hour ago, bought this $10 frame, and obviously we won't be needing the glass part. So we'll be breaking it down in a couple seconds. Alright, let's go. This step is done. Let's go ahead and take a picture.
After you break the glass, what do? You gotta clean it up, right? You gotta clean it up, right?
Oh yeah.
Don't break it on the ground.
Don't let her guys. Kind of wish we thought of this a little bit smarter. Alright guys, so the next part is positioning the model and also how the frame will be. So let's check this out. We're trying to make it look like she is trying to get outside the frame. What I meant with those words was that she's gonna look like she's entering the world from another dimension. You won't see any other parts of her sticking outside the frame, only through it. So the way I did it was... and try to make it look like, you know, you're struggling to get out of that thing. Probably not too much. We'll still try to like model a little bit. Look around. Let me see. Okay. I also want to tell y'all this was my first time using a reflector for a photo shoot. Shout out to Elbars for teaching me how to use this prop. I'll leave a link to it in the description. So as you guys can see, I took several different shots so I can make sure I have plenty to work with. Those shots including 13 modeling ones and 2 background shots. Okay, let me take a picture of the background. With the in-camera work out of the way, let's head on to Photoshop. Here's how the shots look like. I took some close-up ones and some when she's further away. But for this tutorial, I'll be using the close-up ones. Between these 2 shots, I ended up liking this one the most. During this recreation, I came up with the conclusion that you actually don't need to take a background shot. A lot of the work we will be doing uses the clone stamp tool with the help of the quick selection tool. I'm going to drag the image onto Photoshop. So the main things we will try to get rid of is their lower portion area and everything else that's sticking outside the frame that did not go through the actual frame itself. Let's start out with a piece of her hand that's visible on the top right. I'm going to use a quick selection tool and make sure I have the select button highlighted. I'm going to adjust the size and leave the hardness to 100%. This tool will do a great selection job if the parts you're selecting have a clear color difference between the areas you are working with. So I'm going to speed up this selection process a bit. You'll see me use the deselect button and readjust the size every now and then so I can make sure I can get the best selection possible. Just a quick tip, the more you zoom in into the area you're working with and the smaller the selection size is, the more precise your selections will be. Press Q to see what has been selected. Gonna right click the mouse and select feather and set the variable to 3. Next, I'm going to use the clone stamp tool and adjust the size. The next part is to select an area near the hand and hold down the Alt button and left click the mouse to save that clone selection. As you can see, I'm able to brush only within the selection I made and start brushing away the hand with parts of the background I cloned. I repeatedly use the Alt button to store another part of the background I wanted to use for cloning. If you look closely, there is a small plus sign near the main cursor you're using, which indicates the area you are using to clone with. So when I zoom out, the area we were just working on definitely stands out. Let's go back and readjust the brightness settings. By making this part brighter, it blends more with the background. Let's zoom out again. It's better, but we can still see an obvious outline. Let's go back to the area again and use our clone stamp tool. Without the quick selection outline, we are able to blend more of the desired area. I'm going to clone several areas so the end results will look more blended. Gonna do a final zoom out and look at it now. It looks perfect. Moving on to our bottom half. So our goal here is to mainly select parts of the frame, her elbow area, and some parts of her arm. The same exact steps I took to blend the top right portion will be used for this area as well. First, I will use the quick selection tool to select the parts I want to work with. In this case, I end up right clicking and selecting the inverse so I'm able to brush on the outside edges of the elbow area and frame. This process can be done using the pen tool as well. Next, I will again use the clone stamp tool to use parts of the surrounding to brush away what we are trying to hide. Fast forwarding a bit here. Okay, just gonna crop out the bottom part a smidge. So if you look closely, it looks a little bit odd. I'm gonna do some magic using the same steps again to fix this. Last but not least, there's one more section here that needs to be cloned. There's bits of hair that's sticking out where it's not supposed to be. For this part, I will speed it up until it's over. Alright guys, that's the end of this tutorial. Hopefully this will help spark the surrealism creativity part of photography for y'all. Be sure to leave a like and comment and subscribe for more videos just like this. As always, happy editing.
Action.
Alright guys, so we just took the necessary pictures we
Needed, okay.